What's up? This is Donovan Green from Lion Fit Tactical. Today I want to talk to the new gun owners. Maybe you purchased yourself a nice little pistol, you're happy about it, you feel like John Wick, you're ready to go, you're ready to fly, ready to do your thing, right? But it's a lot more to owning a gun than you think. It's actually more difficult to have a gun than not to have one because your responsibilities go up really, really high and you don't know when things can go from 0 to 60 at any given moment. However, a lot of people, if you watch videos, you're gonna see a lot of gun failures. Guns fail because we're not maintaining our guns, we're not making sure we're keeping it clean, we're not making sure we're understanding how the mechanical parts move. So today I'm gonna talk about the Springfield XD9. That is the gun of choice when I was in California. It holds 10 rounds. In California, they give you only 10 rounds. So even if you have an AR, you still have to have 10 rounds in the mag. Anything more than that, you go to jail. Now here in Georgia, it's very, very different. And I like the idea of that, okay? But however, you can still carry different mags. You can carry extra mags. So taking the gun apart. How do you take your gun apart? Well, it's not a hard process. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is not muzzling yourself or people around you, which means don't put yourself in front of that barrel where the gun can possibly go off and injure you or kill you or somebody else around you. So let's pick up this firearm. I'm going to move the chair out the way. I'm going to treat this gun like it's loaded because it is loaded. And I'm going to first aim it in a direction that I know is not going to hurt anyone. Not my camera guy, which is my son right now, not my daughter who's standing right there, not my wife in the background cooking. I'm going to aim it downwards or aim it this way, and I want to remove the magazine away from the gun. Take the magazine out, and then you're going to make sure that that gun is clear. There's nothing inside that hole. It is nothing. Check multiple times, okay? So now we got that clear. We know that we're safe. You're gonna press your safety here, hit that trigger, you're gonna hear that click. You're gonna bring it back into its place, lock it, the slide back. Now, once the slide get locked, you're going to take this knob and bring this knob all the way up, all the way up. Then you're going to release the slide, hit the trigger again, and guess what? The whole thing comes off. Now, this is where a lot of the action comes from, and this is the frame. This is the light part. This is the heavy part. Light part, heavy part. Now that's the spring. You want to take the spring out. You take the barrel out. You never know when you have to change parts, right? You might have a spring that's jacked up. The barrel might need to change out. You might want to interchange certain parts. That's the way you do it. The same way you have your car, right? You want to maintain your car, learn how to change your own brakes, learn how to change your own oil, how to change your lights, do all those little things. You will save a lot of money in the long run. And guess what? You don't get pulled over. You're driving safe. The same thing with your firearm. You want to be safe. You want to carry it on your hip. Make sure you understand the mechanics of your firearm. Now, when you put it back together, it's simple. You reverse the process. You go backwards. And the spring, same thing. You pull the spring in. You pop it into that little slot. It literally snaps in that spot. You cannot go wrong with this, okay? If you try to put it in this way, for example, it won't work. It won't work, okay? So there's only one way to put that in, and that's it. It's not hard. Once it's back into that place, then you're gonna reverse the process, right? Now, be careful how you're putting this back in. Don't put it with the barrel facing this way because you might not pay attention. It won't go anyway, right? It can only go one way. You're gonna put it on that railing. It slides back on that railing. Pull the slide back, lock it back into place. Take this lever, bring the lever all the way back down, pull it back, and hit that trigger. Guess what? It's back to normal, okay? Ready to fire, ready to work, ready to do what it gotta do. So that is a simple process. It's not as hard. I know a lot of times we see it in the movies and, like Jet Li, he's taking a gun apart and doing that. Yeah, but for certain guns, you can. It's that simple for some guns. This is more technical. It has a little bit more things to do. I'll also show you how I take my Smith & Wesson M&P 9 apart, which is very similar to this. My AR style M&P 10, the Sport 10, I'll show you how I take that apart. The PC Ruger. Many guns, pistols and rifles, once you have a pistol, you kind of get the idea of how to take it apart. They're very similar. And once you have a rifle, those are very similar. So that's it. Don't forget to be safe. Learn about safety. Learn about your firearm. Understand what makes it fire, what makes it work perfectly at all times. You don't want your weapon to jam. You don't want anything to go wrong. I mean, anything can go wrong, but you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence. You're being completely responsible, and you're taking your life into your hands, and your family's life. And you're making sure that when you're at home, you have these things situated to a point to where you can reach to it very quickly. Like some people will have their gun and have it upstairs in their room while they're downstairs in the basement working. I ain't gonna say no names, but those people are guilty. Because if somebody breaks into the house, God forbid, how are they gonna get to their firearm? How are you gonna get to your firearm? So always have something close by you. If you don't have your firearm, have your kids so you can throw your kids at the attacker. But of course, now I'm just playing around. Have something close by. If there's a situation, you get to go inside and go after it and save your own life. All right? Let's stay tactical. Let's be real. This is DG telling y'all, let's do it. Peace.